place.
Is it?
Yay, it's working. Okay. All right.
I hope this is working technically. I'm going to check, even though
we're having the most crazy technical issues. Okay. We're here. We're live. We've made it. And I am Lisa Gunshore, and welcome to the Global Healing Summit, to our evening program. And I have with me Becky Prater for another life transformation workshop. Thank you to everybody who is joining. Welcome. And we are just going to get ourselves in a good space. We've had some technical issues, but it's all well, and we're online now. And here we go. Go ahead, Becky.
Hey, thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for letting me do this. It's so exciting for me to be able to really step into my space. You know, this is like my space, and I've been avoiding it, thinking I'm unworthy, and I don't know why. I don't know what was keeping me from doing this. And actually, this is my life works this way, where I'll do it when the spirit moves me to do it, because I usually have such clear information that I know when is the time. And so, you know, I sold a clothing company in 2017, and started this business. And I kept thinking I needed to build it. And there was like things kept coming in my way, and I just was not going forward with it in the way I thought maybe I should, but I didn't feel very called to it. And so now I feel like is the time. And all the rest of it from the 2017 until now was preparing me for this time. And it's not like the information wasn't valid then. It's that maybe people weren't ready for it, and it wasn't as important as it is now. So my name is Becky Prater, and I'm a teacher. I teach entrepreneurship at MSU Denver, for those of you who were a part of the Tuesday or the Monday program. And what I discovered is that as a general thing, I help people create what's in their heart to create. And I do this through business consulting. I do it for, teaching students and individuals. And then I also am a life transformation coach. And I wrote this book called Life Transforms: 6 Steps to a Future Beyond Your Imagination, which I believe we're going to be giving away a copy to the people that are on it. As you know, if we know you're there, like add your name or whatever, and we'll draw from the people that are on this call tonight and give you one of these books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking you through the process, the 6 steps, specifically on abundance and career. So when I had this whole thing planned, I guess I just figured I would almost like, there was a notion that I was just going to say, okay, like, let's pretend this isn't happening. And when this is all over with, then you'll put this stuff into place. I had this idea. And then I thought, wait a second, it's totally not appropriate, because things will never go back to the way they were, I don't think, nor do I hope they don't. Like, I think we need a whole different plan and a whole different method of living our life. And so what we need to figure out is how we serve in this new environment. And all of us that are on this call already know that we have some specific purpose on this planet and a specific way we can serve, and we may or may not have figured it out. But tonight is, we're going to kind of talk about that. I'm going to take you through a RIM session, which is like an accessing your own inner wisdom meditation, where you will understand your blocks to abundance. Because I can tell you, you can have a career and things can get into your way. Like I one time was pulling up a card, and there's in a spread, there's a card that represents hopes and fears. And my card was abundance, like wealth and abundance, as a hope and a fear. I thought that was so amazing, because I do know that I had so much resistance to success because of what I thought that might mean. And I was so happy to move through that, because it wasn't serving me. It wasn't serving me to not do my job because I was afraid I was going to be successful. Who does that serve? So here's some thoughts. So this idea of career right now, like, what is the current situation teaching us about our career? Are you in a situation right now where you're so grateful to have a job? Or are you in a situation where you don't have a job at all and you're worried about what's next? Or do you have a job that might start back up. You'll have an opportunity to go back, and you can't even imagine going back because the job, you hate it so much. These are all sort of questions that we need to think about. And this time is a clarifying time. Remember, this is a time, this is the 2020 where 2020 vision is kind of the main sort of thing that it seems like it's one of the main purposes of this year. So it's like these questions and this time is very clarifying. If you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, I hate my job so much. Oh, why don't I have more or whatever? This is a time for clarification. It's time to go inwards and clarify what's going on for us. It might be a time too where you're thinking that options are way more limited than they have been in the future or than in the past. And this is, maybe the options you can envision are, maybe you think, oh my gosh, like now, how am I ever going to get a job in this business because all these people are going to be laid off and then I'm going to have to, none of that. We have to let go of all that stuff because we are going to do a process tonight that is about taking all that away and welcoming in the job that suits us best by giving it into the hands of the universe to help bring to us as we step forward with in our power. Okay. So okay. So here's, for those of you who were on this before, on this call on Monday, it might be a little bit repetitive because there are a couple of things that I really think are foundational about this idea of what I'm talking about. So when I think about strategic planning for our life, even at a time like this, especially at a time like this, most of the time we look outside ourselves for the answers. I mean, I'm a big fan because I do tarot cards and I go to, I oftentimes consult Lisa when I have big issues I need to figure out. And, I look outside myself for the answers. I mean, I do this and I think that's okay because it helps clarify our answers when we get information from somebody. Also, so it's not necessarily a problem, except that at some point we have to turn inward to figure out what is indeed our answer, what is in us, what are our true desires. Like, if I said to you, what do you want for your birthday? You'd have to give me an answer or you're going to get something you might not want. So it's kind of the same thing. We need to, the universe is saying, what do you want? And it's our job to tell the universe, inform the universe. Ask and you shall receive. That is like biblical. It's biblical. So it's the truth. We have to ask. So when I'm in ceremony, I help people create what's in their heart to create. And what I do is somehow I access what is in their, like I can hear what is in their heart. And then somehow I can, there's something about it then that I can help them unlock what it is that's in their heart or that they get. It's the strangest thing, but the idea is that you have to say it. You have to get it out. If it's inside your heart and it's just stuck there, it's just stuck there. You have to say it. You have to write it. You have to say it to yourself. You have to put it on a vision board. You have to get it out. So someone, that vibration leaves your body. It's so important. So here we are today to get that vibration out so it can leave your body, so it can get out there and do its job. It's the GPS coordinates for the universe to give you what you want. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay, the other thing is our efforts are often thwarted by emotional blocks and limiting behaviors. And we all know this to be true. We've got blocks to things. I have blocked to abundance. I had a problem with receiving, and therefore I didn't receive. And I felt like nobody loved me. And yet I had all these people around me that I loved, that of course loved me. And I had no way of I had a complete wall around me about receiving and about recognizing the abundance around me. And I think a lot of us do, and we have to get over that. We have to break that wall down and get rid of those emotional blocks and limiting behaviors that keep us stuck in that space. Okay, we also let life happen to us rather than make great things happen for ourselves. And that is true. I mean, we do one or the other. We either make something happen for ourselves or we let it happen to us. And I would rather be on the team that actually makes it happen. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we do. When you don't know what you want, you don't do much to get it. That is by a guy named Paul Selig, who has this amazing collection of books. He channels some group of beings, and this came from a book, The Book of Knowing and Worth. Paul Selig is his name, and his work is amazing. So yeah, when you don't know what you want, you don't do much to get it. True enough. And so we're going to figure that out. Okay. I'm going to show you my screen now because this is going to be something important for you to see. Can you guys see that? Can you see it? Lisa, do you see that?
I don't.
You don't. Okay.
Wait, here. Do it again. Do it again.
Okay. Do you see it? It's a bagua.
No.
Okay, that's okay because this happened to me earlier today too. So I didn't share it properly. That's what happened. I didn't share it. Okay. I was just making it big screen on my screen.
Okay.
I know technical difficulties. That's Sophie. You see it?
Yes.
Okay, I don't see it. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You see this?
Yes, it's up and it's up live.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so what I want you guys to notice is this is a matrix of different aspects of our life. On Monday, we talked about love and relationship in the pink box, and then we also talked about you and well-being. And today we're going to talk about career and life path and wealth and abundance. So career and life path is the gray box at the bottom, and wealth and abundance is the one at the top left. So when the bagua is kind of like the energetics of your home or your space. And so like if you have an office, you might place this on top of the office with your door at the career and path and life section. And then you know what area to stimulate in order to change that aspect of your life. So after we do this work today, you might want to write your list, your must-haves, your intentions, and put it in the wealth and abundance section of your home or your office. And that just activates it even more. So the reason I'm saying wealth and abundance and career and life path is really because that's what the Chinese art of energy is all about. Okay. And when you do a vision board based on this method, this is how your vision board is set up. I believe it is so much more powerful when it's just not a like a big, how most of us do just a collage of things and pictures. Well, when you have intentions specifically about certain energetic areas of your life, that's got to be way more powerful. So I love this. I love this. I'll show you mine. It went a little bit further in there. Okay, so here's 3 truths. This whole work, this entire work that I do is based on these things, these 3 things. Your future is not, now, can you see me moving through my slides? Okay, so it says 3 truths. Okay, perfect. Okay, your future is not based, okay, wait, hold on. Now, is that better? Can you see, is that the only thing? That's better. Yeah, okay, exactly. Your future is not based on your ability to visualize it or imagine it. So it's kind of like when I say to somebody or I ask them, what do you want to do for a career? Every single time a person will be like, well, maybe let's just say a kid, like a junior in high school. What do you want to do with your life? Oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to go into nursing. I want to go into marketing. I want to be a real estate agent. Absolutely. So maybe they can think of 5 things. Well, the truth is there are so many incredible jobs and opportunities out there that we have no idea about. And so our future cannot be based on our ability to think of it and think of what it is. So when I was doing The Secret and I was doing all that manifestation work, I kept thinking, no way, cannot be limited by my ability to imagine it. It just can't be. So I feel like we are stepping outside of that box by doing this, and it's very similar, but there's just a little bit of a difference. Also, you are far more worthy than you know. So again, if you're looking for a job and you say, well, what do you want to do? And you think, well, oh, geez, I don't have very much confidence. I've got all this. I mean, we've got a million reasons why we don't feel worthy of a good partner, of abundance, of a good job, of a real career that suits us, we have different, like the wrong picture of what our worthiness is, every one of us. So the universe, God, source, knows our worthiness far greater than we do, and far greater than we do. So it's kind of got to be an outside of our hands and not based on that. The last one is you are infinitely capable of doing anything you set your heart and mind. Kind of the same thing. Oh, what are you good at? All right, I'm good. This happened to me just recently. I was looking for a job and I thought, well, what am I good at? Honestly, I was like, well, I don't know, not much. And I'm not even trying to what is that? Self-defecate? That's not it. But what's the word when you just deprecate or whatever the word is? So funny, bad word choice. Okay, well, when you're kind of talking down on yourself. So seriously, this was really hard. I was absolutely just looking for a job. I sold my company, my business wasn't going very well. And I thought, oh, it's time. I better get a job because my husband's going to kill me if I don't. So I was out there looking for a job and, nobody was calling me back. I was trying to get all these fashion design jobs or fashion related jobs because big companies just moved to town that is all about fashion, North Face and that VF company. I applied to like 20 different jobs and I kept thinking, why am I not being called? Like okay, so I'm older than they want. And there's all these reasons why I didn't feel worthy. And then I started thinking, well, what could I do? And, there's great job opportunities like sourcing and all these things that I could do. Have I done them before? Well, no, not exactly, but I think I could do them. I mean, it's all just terrible. That all sounds terrible. The truth is, if I got any one of those jobs, I would have done a great job at it because I do a great job at anything I do. I'm sure you guys the same. If you want to do something, you want to do it well, you figure out how to do it and you do it well. So again, it has to be like what we do, what is happening in our life, what we're going to do next is based on something other than what we can imagine, not based on our limited idea of our worthiness or our capability. So important. We have to step aside from that. Okay. So if you were on the call on Monday, I've changed all these prompts. So you don't have to worry about doing the same ones again. What I want you to do is get out a piece of paper and answer these 3 questions. If you could wave a magic wand, what would you have that you currently do not have? What would you be doing with your time? And how would you serve differently than you do now? We're going to answer a whole bunch of questions. So this is the start. So I'll give you about 2 minutes or 3 minutes to do this. Lisa, when you're done, I'll know most people are done. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay. So the little magic wand thing is funny because everyone is making things happen for themselves every day, all the time. So essentially every day through your intention, through your practice, through your meditation, through your actions, you are doing that every day, making things happen for yourself. And if you don't do it with intention, you're still doing it anyway. So we're going to learn how to live more purposefully with intention. So here we are today. We're going to do a little exercise in knowing yourself. Again, different questions than the last time. We're going to do a RIM session about healing. We're going to define what we want out of life. We're going to write power intentions as though we already have that. We aren't at this point going to create a vision board, but I will show you what one looks like when you do the feng shui vision boarding exercise. We're going to write some inspired action that we can take toward those power intentions. And then what I want you to do is as you see your life changing and shifting based on this work you've done, I want you to notice and share what happens. I have a group page called Life Transformed Facebook page, and I would love to hear what happens to your life. The universe has, it's all outside of time and space. So the timing of things, we have no control over it, and it varies. And sometimes it takes a while. Like I was looking for a job for probably, maybe 3 months before I actually got it. And I even said it. In fact, this is so weird. In my book, I said, in the book that I wrote in 2018, I said, sometimes the perfect job for you, somebody else has it, because who would give up a perfect job? But their spouse just moved to another state and they can't have that job anymore because they've got to move. So now it's available for you. You guys, that's exactly what happened to me. So it was like, I couldn't imagine who would give up a job like this. So, teaching at MSU Denver is a huge dream for me because it's the perfect fit for me. I love it so much. I love it every day. It's the most amazing school, really dealing with a population that is just so close to my heart. I love this group of people. And I wouldn't have it except for the lady that had the job before me. Her husband moved to like DC, and she had to move and she had no choice. So sometimes it takes a while for that perfect thing to open up. So we need to kind of trust the timing of the universe, because that is divine always, always. Okay, so this is the next step, this first of the steps. Okay, this is the know thyself step. I want you to answer these questions just on the same paper that you did before. I completely lose track of time when and then what resources do I need to live a happier life? And if I had $1 million show up in my account with no strings attached, here's what I would do. So take about 2 minutes to write your answers to that. Okay, excellent. All right, so this next part, we are going to do a RIM session. So this is a guided meditation I'm going to take you through. All right, so in this, we are going to be accessing our inner wisdom. I'm going to be reading from a script partially. You might see me close my eyes because at some point I have to go off script if I'm called to. So, okay, so go ahead and close your eyes and kind of settle into your normal sort of meditative position. So normally when I do this, I actually have people actually speak out loud. And you can speak out loud if there's nobody to hear you, but what we will do right now is just have you just kind of think this, it's all kind of happening in your mind space, in your mind space. Okay, take a few deep breaths. Feel yourself settling in, your body relaxing, your muscles releasing. I want to roll your shoulders, move your body around just so that it can know to release and relax. Feel your seat just welcoming you in as that was made just for your body. And feel your awareness sink all the way down into the core of your body. Just let it find a space to settle. And as this is happening, allow your analytical mind to take a back seat in this process, letting your imagination, emotions, and body do the communicating and processing. Your imagination communicates through images, sensations, knowingness, sounds, or voices. You may see objects, people, or animals as methods of communication. It is all perfect. I will likely refer to it as an image, because it's going to vary for each person. It's going to vary every time you do this. All right, now, okay, so go ahead and allow your imagination to call in a virtual resource or mentor to be with you today who's specifically capable of working with this energy that is blocking your abundance, blocking abundance. This mentor is an incredibly powerful, providing safety, wisdom, and love. This mentor can be anything or anyone, a deity of your faith, a spirit guide, an animal, a friend, someone who's passed, an angel. Whatever shows up for you, you can allow this loving and safe presence to be here to provide safety and guidance. Notice where this mentor is in relation to you. Is it in front of you? Are they in front of you or behind you? Are they on your side? If you feel like you'd rather them come in closer, you can go ahead and just allow that to happen. Now that you're supported by a virtual resource, tune back into your body and sense in your body a place that is calling your attention. This place holds the block to abundance in your body. It holds information or energy that is blocking your receiving abundance. Abundance is around us in all ways, all the time, every way. And things in our life, in our past, keep us from it. So just allow your body to present this feeling. It could be a pain, a tingle, a fullness. You should just feel it like that. Just be like, whoa, there it is. So sensing that feeling in your body. Notice that, notice it before we're going to just notice it. Look at it and see in your mind's eye, look at it and notice if there's a color or a quality, color and quality to it. Is it like thick energy or floaty or watery or airy, or what is the texture to that feeling in that space? Is there a color? Just notice. Sometimes when we notice energy, it changes. Notice how it's changing. Is it moving? So now that you've witnessed it a bit, I want you to move your awareness into that space in your body, knowing that your virtual resource is with you. Move your awareness into that space in your body. Now allow your imagination to bring up in that space. Well, first, actually, get a feeling of how you feel in that space right now. It is your block to abundance. What are you feeling in your body now? Deep in your body, what are you feeling in your body? Notice that. Now your imagination is going to take that block and bring up, just like this, bring up an image of a person, an animal, or an object, or something that will give you the information you're looking for today about this block to abundance. Whatever it is that's coming up is perfect. There's no need to change it, no need to modify it. It might be out in front of you, it might be in your hands, it might be somewhere attached to your body. This object is going to be the thing that will help you understand your block to abundance. What I want you to do now is just allow yourself to communicate with that image that came up. What it feels like to have you here is, and just go ahead and let whatever comes up, come up. What it feels like to have you here is, and what I want to tell you is, What I want you to understand is what I know about me is what I really need from you right now is. And anything else that wants to be spoken, go ahead and speak it now. And how it feels to say this to you is. Now, if that feels complete, when that feels complete, move your awareness into that image. Your virtual resource will go with you, so there's no need to worry or fear. She can stop, that virtual resource can stop anything from happening. They can protect you. They can give you anything you need. They are there completely to provide safety for you in that situation. So move your awareness into that image, sensing all that was expressed by you to the image as a stream of colored energy. Just notice all that you just expressed as a stream of colored energy. Is it a wispy energy? Is it yellow? Is it white? Whatever, just notice the color and the quality of that energy. And then notice where it's entering that image. Once the image has fully received what was expressed, notice how it feels for the image to have received this information. Now, looking out of the eyes or the essence of the image back to yourself, speak in your mind, what I received from you is. How it feels to receive this is. What you need to know about me as your greatest block to abundance is. What I'm here to teach you is. What I can see from here that you cannot see is. What's important for you to remember is. And anything else that needs to be spoken, go ahead and speak it now. And how it feels to say this to you is. When that feels complete, move your awareness back to yourself. Notice the stream of colored energy that is coming to you from that image. What is the color and the quality of that energy? And if you feel like it needs to be filtered in any way, your virtual resource will filter the energy before it enters your body. And notice where that energy or where that information is entering your body. And when that feels complete, go ahead and speak back to the image. What I'm receiving from you is. How it feels to receive this is. What I now know that I did not know before is. how it feels to have this awareness is. And anything else that needs to be said, go ahead and speak it now. And how it feels to say this to you is. So looking back at the image, notice how the image, how the image has changed, what it looks like now. With all this new awareness and your virtual resource there to help and support you, do whatever you feel called to do with that block to abundance. If you need a tool to do what you feel compelled to do, your resource will hand that to you right now. Notice how you feel in your body. What's it like on this side of the block? Notice where that feeling is in your body. If it feels right, allow that feeling to spread throughout your entire body, into every cell of your being. Your resource is with you, making sure your body is completely clear. As this RIM session comes to an end, you fully integrate this new positive feeling throughout your body, into your subconscious, into your awake and conscious mind. As all that integrates, as you sense all your cells realigning and synchronizing with this new awareness, normal feeling returns to your fingers and your toes, and you become aware of the space around you. Take all the time you need. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Yay, okay. Now, I don't know if you can, if we have any, if there's anybody, any chatting or anybody want to share your experience. Oh yeah, it'd have to come through YouTube. All right, do we have anybody yet?
I'll share. Am I muted or can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll share while folks are writing. It looks like
Okay.
folks are writing comments. So I'll just
Yay,
share.
okay.
Yeah. I found it interesting when you asked what we needed, and I forget what part that session really took me like out. I think I've been meditating for a week with this summit. I'm like, woo, bye-bye. But I was surprised at what I got that I needed. The resource for me to support me was time.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't what I thought, I guess I would think, but it was truly like time and space. And not even to work, but just for me. Like it was very much like the resource I need is that like sacred time. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
wasn't
gosh.
expecting that.
It is kind of funny because whenever I do this, I always get something I don't expect too. I mean, we have expectations, and that's what makes it so fun. When something pops in, you're like, oh, wait, what? That's weird. So weird when things pop up.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Okay.
It looks like people are writing, but nothing's coming through. So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
For everybody who's
Okay.
chatting, hopefully it shows up in our weird technical night.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what I'll do is I'll show my screen again, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
Okay. So again, sorry if this is a repeat from the other night, but I wanted to say when we're talking about healing ourselves, there's the whole week we've been talking about all the different things we can do. And one thing I want to call your attention to is the idea of watching your mind inputs, because we are a group of people that probably eat fairly well and pay attention, but we can get sucked into watching these crazy shows on TV because somebody's like, hey, have you seen? And then you watch it. And I think music, you have to be careful what music you listen to. You have to be careful what you watch on TV, because some of it's just trash. And I remember at one point, I have a really big problem with earworms that get stuck in my head. And I was kind of having a rough time with my husband, and the earworm that stuck in my head was this old country song that said something about "Ain't you glad you're single as you go riding merrily along." And I'm like, oh my God, I'm singing that around the house. My husband's like, you suck, Becky. So you have to be careful because, you know, if you do get earworms and there are things that stay in your head, they really ought to be good mantras. In fact, lately there's a song I've been singing that's "You Are Loved," or there's another one, "It's All Good," and it's about, you know, the earth is good, the water is good, the planets are good, and those are the things sticking in my head that I'm singing all day. So they can be actually super useful if you have music you play that gets stuck in your head, as long as it's like affirmative and really supportive. Important to focus your thoughts because thoughts become things. What you think about is what you get more of. And I say this over and over in my book about really our thoughts are like, and that, you know, the coordinates we give are our heart's desire, and the things we talk about and the things we do are really defining our future, whether we like it or not. And so we need to make sure that they are focused on what we really truly want in our life. Set strong personal boundaries. This is a really important thing, especially now where we have real limited time with people. We need to make sure that those are the right people and not people that are going to drag us down. Super important. Setting intentions and then acting daily. Acting. That's what we need to do. We need to act. All of us need to act more now than ever. Okay. Okay, so defining the future. Step 4. Step 3 was healing. Step 4 is defining your future. So I've got 2 of these lists. You're going to do one for abundance. You're going to do one for like career, job, purpose, life path. So the first one, here are some suggestions. The idea of, this is what the idea is, that you're going to lay down 3 to 5 things that you know you need. So it's like, say you're going to take a road trip to Austin, Texas. And so what you do is you take your phone and you're like, Waze, you type in Austin, Texas, or you're more specific and you type in an exact address to Austin, Texas. And you know how this works. Like you put it in and it tells you how long it's going to take to get there. We don't have that luxury through this kind of planning, but it gives us one step at a time. It shows us exactly what to do. You can check a couple steps ahead, but you are given directions and it'll take you there if you trust it. This is what, I mean, otherwise you just can go. You can also just go there and figure, hey, I'm going to head south because I figure one of these roads is going to lead to Austin, Texas. But we wouldn't do that. So the universe is asking us to set GPS coordinates, and it might just be the address. And addresses may or may not be very specific. So I want you to be as specific or as vague as you need to. So for me, at this time, when I was looking for a job, I wanted it to have a teaching capacity. I wanted to work with, you know, I had been working with students at the Art Institute of Colorado, and that was a very specific group of people that I appreciated, real passionate people. So I kind of wanted that. I wanted to work with real passionate people, and I wanted to get paid what I was really worth because I'd never really had a job like that. And who am I to say what my worth was? So I just like, I want to get paid well and like more than what I could imagine for myself. I want to work with this particular group of people and I want to be in a teaching capacity. And so that is what exactly happened. I wouldn't have necessarily thought that I would have taught entrepreneurship because I kind of expected I would be in marketing or some other thing. I don't know. I didn't really have a very specific idea, but I knew these things were important to me. So here are some ideas of abundance. That was career. We'll talk about that in a second. Enriching career, doing something I love, traveling several times a year. On business or pleasure, working with supportive people who are great at what they do, making a difference in the community and the world, impacting others. Healthy work-life balance. That might be one. Learning new things might be one. Being compensated well for my work. Utilizing my skill set. Highly rewarding, providing a challenge and stimulation. In an always improving work environment close to where I live with an inspiring leadership and upward mobility. Recognition for my contribution, over delivering on service or product, doing something I'm proud of. running a successful business. I have the freedom to make my own schedule, answer only to myself. So these are things. So I'm going to do the next one and then we'll take time to do both. Let's see. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, I did both the same instead of one for career. So that's for career. Okay, well, you're going to do this. This one's for career, enriching career, working with supportive people, healthy work-life balance. These don't have to be your answers, but I'm going to have you go ahead and answer what are your must-haves for career. Block out that abundance because we're going to do that one next. Okay. Okay. One thing that's interesting right now too is, I don't know about you, but there's most everybody I know that is a light worker, light warrior, is doing more than one thing. I mean, we have like our jobs are so multidimensional that we're not just in one role. And so when we define it by just giving must-haves and having it be real general, I believe that that helps bring in more opportunities that then lead, it's like different streams of revenue that lead to different paths. And rather than just having one stream of revenue and one path, we've got multiple and multiple. And I think that's just so amazing. Okay, so here's the idea for abundance. Sorry that I messed up on the slide. I did two of the same. Okay, so here are some ideas of abundance. Money flows through me easily and effortlessly. I'm a good steward of money. I have what I need always because money comes to me easily. I have complete freedom to do whatever and do whatever I want, go wherever I want. I support causes because I support causes I believe are important because I have abundant wealth and this makes me feel good. Money is my business partner helping me fund my movement and my life. A beautiful home where I am inspired and rejuvenated. To be able to be generous with others, paying for things and experiences for loved ones. Resources I need to, all the resources I need to do what I want, and exactly what I need and nothing extra. This freedom from materialism enables me to focus on my passion. So for just take a minute then and write your must-haves for abundance. What does abundance look like to you in a semi-general sense? 3 to 5 aspects. Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. So these must-haves, you know, these that I've actually written down, kind of, they really sort of sound a little bit like power intention. So the idea is that we take these must-haves and we build statements or a collection of statements, 2 to 3 statements, actually sentences, that are all in the positive, as though you already have them, so that you can essentially be in a space of having those in your intention. So what this is turns out to be, it look like in the end. Here is my vision board with my feng shui vision board. So each one of these things is set up to, like the one on the far right that says I am love. That's my love and relationships. The one with the lotus and the sparkles is my creativity and children's section, which is also about legacy, what you leave behind. So it's arranged in that bagua like this, in those specific squares. And right now, again, we're only working on the wealth, abundance, and career path. And so here's what I said in my wealth. I am in the flow of money and abundance. Money enables me to bring my life into alignment with my highest values. We are able to travel to enriching places and live comfortably while building an estate. So you see how it's a bunch of statements all together. But what you don't see is we stay out of debt, we get out of debt. It's none of that. Like, no, I don't want you to say I need to lose weight, I need to get out of debt. Those are all negative things, or they're negatively worded things, because what you need to say is something like, I'm grateful for being able to do everything I want to do and have the means to do it. Because sometimes the means is not the money. Sometimes it's like one of my biggest passions is traveling. And, sure, I like to travel and spend money on travel, but what about having a job that provides amazing travel? That's just as good. So again, we have to kind of open it up to all of those opportunities. So I'd like you to take a second and write us an intention statement that includes your must-haves, but is 3 to 5 statements, like 2 to 3 sentences, that is in the positive, that includes your must-haves for career and abundance. We'll do that for about 3 minutes. Okay, perfect. You can finish that up later if you didn't completely get it done. Okay, so then the idea is to build an action plan, inspired action plan based on that. So the idea is that you put the GPS, you're putting the GPS coordinate out there, you're getting out the code and the coding and the information that the universe needs to bring this into life. Like, yes, here it is. Great job. I think this is great. Like, that's what happens. So when you get it out and then you start taking action toward it, that's when it all starts happening. So you can do little things to make this happen. Let's just say now you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. If you can just if you're just meditating in the feeling of abundance, if you're just meditating in the idea and the trust and the faith and the love that you have in the universe right now to bring the future that is in your highest good and in the highest good of all people, oh my gosh, that'd be it. That'd be just amazing. So if you can't think of anything else to do, that's what you should do. Otherwise, like, meditation is one of the biggest things. Clean up your self-talk. I mean, you heard me talk about what it was like when I was getting my job, all kinds of derogatory statements. It's not a comfortable time, but you need to clean up your self-talk and know that the right thing is going to come up. Even if you have to sort of fake it till you make it, I think it's really important to be really careful about the words you choose in describing your process. It'll come, the right thing will come. I'm happy to know that when the time is right, the right thing's going to happen. Watch what you allow into your body, journal, move your body, ground, practice mindfulness, all that. Okay, so I want you to take another second to think about 1 or 2 things you'll do, maybe one thing you'll do for each, to step into your space of abundance and step into this career thing closer to your career idea. Oh, look at that. It's inappropriate. Go ahead and do that for just a second. So your action step 1 for each of those things.
We have a question coming in, so I put it in the box for you.
Okay. Oh, yay. Okay. I think I have to get out of this to see. Oh, I love this. How can we be specific about what we want without being attached to the outcome? Oh my gosh, Stephanie. So this is so important. So important. Okay, so the thing that I think is right now is that you need to let go of the expectation and what you think's going to happen. Because this is what happens to me. I like think about what I want, and then I think about the details, and you just need to let that go. And I don't know if you do this, but I do this. Like I just take it out of my head and I like throw it away. Like I literally do this. People think I'm weird, but I just like get out of there. I don't need this thought, because we need to stay open to the greatness that is heading our way. We need to stay open to the universal gifts that are coming our way because we did this. We've asked for something to be beyond our imagination. So let's not try to figure out what that's going to be. It's so important for us to not figure out what that is. It's the idea is just to let it go and let it be what it's supposed to be. Notice too the changes, and notice the changes and shifts in you. Whenever you do a RIM session and you go in and you discover you're asking your body to release or show you the energy it's holding about something, well, there's a shift. I mean, imagine first time in your life, maybe you've asked your body to tell you something and you've actually listened to it. I mean, that's a pretty profound thing. And so notice the shifts in your life and what happens, and then report back. Let me know what happens. Let us know what happens. We need to hear these comments because it helps us understand what's working, what needs to be different. And if you have an experience that you think could benefit the process, let us know that too. If you have something that works, that helps you get your mind out of the details of how something's going to happen, we need to know about that, because that's helpful. It'd be helpful to a lot of different people. Okay, the idea of being specific. The interesting thing is you can be specific, but then stay open. So you might say, let's just say I want a job as head of nursing at UC Health. Then you want to say, or something better, because that gives you an opportunity for something better than that, that's equivalent, similar, or whatever, because that is a way you can do it. So if you find that you're too specific, then add to the end of that, or something better, or something even greater than I can imagine. I love this idea of beyond your imagination, because right now, more than ever, we are in a situation that we cannot imagine what the future is going to be for us. We can't imagine. There's no precedence for this. So the idea of opening ourselves up to whatever is in our highest good in that space, we can't imagine what it is. And what's awesome is we're okay with that. And we're trusting that it's going to be for our greater good. And I think that's the most important thing from this whole night, is trust that this is it's in your highest good. And that's what the universe is constantly wanting to provide. But we need to give those GPS coordinates. And you did that. Woo! All right. Any questions or any comments, Lisa?
That was it so far. The only comment I'll make is I'm definitely surprised at what I'm writing down tonight. It's definitely different from what I've had in the past. And one of the things that came up too when you were talking about, what does, abundance look like? And, I wrote down like being able to have access to clean air, clean water, and clean food is abundance for me right now. Like that's really important. And so that was a surprise, but not a surprise, being able to, I wrote down, that I'm able to purchase the herbs and the supplementation I need to support my health. Like, that's abundance for me. So it's just interesting. There was a lot of cool stuff in here.
Oh my gosh, I kind of noticed that too. I noticed how, because I was trying to write those things down too. And honestly, every time I do a room session, things come up for me also. Like, even as I'm talking about it, I'm always surprised. But this was surprising to me too. Like, what does abundance mean? The fact that we can actually take a big, huge breath of fresh air outside is just remarkable. The birds are singing more than they've ever, we can hear them better than we've ever heard them before, because there's not all that other sound taking over or filling our ears. Yay. Well, Lisa, thank you. Thank you so much for all of you guys that joined us. I appreciate this so much.
Yeah, this is just so good.
Well, and somehow we're gonna send out this book. So if you guys will, in the chat box somehow write your name so we know who you are, then we'll draw from, I don't know, I guess you have to send your first and last name, and somehow we can get in touch with you so that we can send this book out to you. And I also want to say, if we do that, I would be happy to work with whoever it is and do like a one-on-one coaching session with you, because I'm telling you, this is not easy to do. And it is so important for us to do. It's so important, and it's not easy. So it kind of takes a couple of sessions for you to, like, you'll read, and then we'll meet, and then we'll talk about what where you're getting stuck. And I'll kind of help you through that process. So I'm happy to do that with whoever gets the book if you're interested.
So good. So
Yay.
Good. And all of Becky's contact info will be in the podcast notes as well, or in the show notes from today. And I guess I'll just kind of say tomorrow, I'll plug our schedule for tomorrow. We have at 10 a.m., we have Steffi Lane talking about clean beauty and loving yourself. It's going to be really she's got such a warm heart and lots of pink, beautiful, bright energy. So that's at 10 a.m. And then at 11:11 is Sue Hunt, and she's going to be talking about thoughts or energy, which is also going to be super wonderful. And then at 1:11, we have a spirit-led financial freedom meditation. So that's kind of a great thing on the heels of your workshop tonight. So just a really great program tomorrow as usual. And
who's on the financial freedom one?
I think her name is Christian.
Okay.
Sprang, I think. Yeah. And then tomorrow night, totally going to shamelessly plug myself, but I am doing a live psychic medium event on Zoom tomorrow night. It's only $11. And it's essentially, I'm just going to read everyone who's on the Zoom. It's a private event, private on Zoom, virtual. And again, it's only $11. So if you want to sign up for that, it's at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. You just go to my website, lisamgunshore.com, and I think it's on the very front page, but you just click shop online and you can register for it. So there you go.
Cool. Thank you so much. It was so good.
So much. Thank you so much. And it's beckyprater.com. You guys go on there, and her book's amazing, and you're amazing. And
thank you. You are too. Thank you for doing this so much, putting this together. It's so just beautiful in every way. Thank you.
Thank you. And good night, everybody.
Good night.